This is Toledo Symphony Lab, a behind-the-scenes look at the world of classical music from WGTE Public Media and your Toledo Symphony. I'm Brad Cresswell, and joining me today in the studio are the Toledo Symphony's president and CEO, Zach Vassar, our music director, Elaine Trudell, and principal second violin and artistic administrator, Merwin Siu. And it is that time of year again. Let me find some music here. It is that time of year. It's time for
Good job, guys.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I forgot we had to wait for it. That was
that time of year that we start to play with the soundboard because we run out of things to talk about? Is that what you were going to say?
Yeah,
Okay,
that fired off without me touching it. However, there's no starting over in Toledo Symphony Lab, so we're just going to forge forward with our season reveal. This is our season reveal, and we're talking about next season, obviously. It's also a little disco dance party for us. This is as close as I could get to like a season reveal song.
Well,
I mean, it's kind of a birthday, right? Every year is a birthday.
It's not wrong, but it's not right.
Okay, this is the good part. Okay, now we can talk.
Is this Electronic Currents?
Yeah, something like it, yeah. Electronic Currents, our EDM show here on FM 91. Elaine, you look like you're getting ready to leave the room. Are you still with us?
Oh, absolutely. More than ever.
Okay, now we've done this a certain way before. We're going to resurrect that game, for lack of a better word, for the entire episode today. We're going to talk about all the different concerts that you have planned for next season, but we're not going to go in order. We're not going to be, kind of boring about it and go through the list of, well, we're doing these concerts at the Peristyle, we're doing this
There's
concert.
There's actually very little
concert.
list, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, very little list. Franz list, right? There. I'll find all these sounds eventually, but I was going with the music.
Just let the beat drop.
Yeah, I was going with the music. Okay. So what I've done is I have different pieces of paper here, which all have various concerts from the upcoming season, right? And we're going to spin the roulette wheel, and you all are going to pick one of these pieces of paper, and you're going to tell us about the concert. Now, there are rules that we are following. You can look at the paper, and if you decide that you want to give it to somebody else, they have to read it, or if you decide that it's not worth talking about yet, you can set it aside.
It feels like Secret Santa. Can I steal somebody else's if they don't want to?
Yeah, it's like Secret Santa.
Okay.
Exactly.
And
These
just
are much better rules than I was anticipating. I was concerned you'd be like, you're not allowed to use the letter H.
It's not Sesame Street.
I thought there would be no H. So, just to clarify, this is the season that starts in September of 2022 and goes all the way through June of 2023. So, this is the time of year we start living in two seasons, the one we're in and the one we're anticipating.
I have a lot of little pieces of paper here, which I basically took the brochure for next season and cut it up into little pieces.
And for those of you who are listening, what you can't see right now is that Brad brought in, it's like a porcelain bird bath, and he's using that as the dish within which to mix up. You could actually serve spaghetti in that.
Yes, nothing but the best. Nothing but the best. I'm going to get my money's worth out of this soundboard today. Okay, so let's go around the room. We'll start with Merwin. Let me bring down the music here.
Good idea.
I know you were intently enjoying the music there, Elaine.
That might be an overstatement.
You were thinking this has nothing to do with Liszt or Brahms or Beethoven.
I love music.
Yeah, or any of those guys. So
that, however, was not music.
No.
Let's spin the wheel for you, Merwin, and pick one, take a look at it, decide if you want to talk about it or not.
Oh, I'm so excited to talk about this one. This is great. So This is a concert that's actually beginning the month of March in 2023, which is Women's History Month.
Okay.
And we get to pay tribute to great women composers, great conductors, great soloists in this really exciting concert. We have the conductor Daniela Candelari, who just signed this contract, so we're very, very excited. She'll be leading a contract with Nina Yoshida Nelson, who is a mezzo-soprano soloist, and we get the chance to perform these very rarely heard lieder by Alma Mahler, and they are orchestrated by a Finnish conductor, Jorma Panula, and we're following that up with a symphony that it's so exciting. It's Louise Farrang's Third Symphony. I love this piece. This is a kind of, it stands right up there with great early romantic composers like Mendelssohn and Schumann. It's just extraordinarily well crafted. And I mean, we could not have started this off on a better note.
Yeah.
I'm very glad I got to talk about this one.
No pun intended.
Now, Alma Mahler, of course, wife of Gustav, does that ring the Mahler bell?
Oh, that does ring the Mahler bell. Which
I don't know
means
if we
that
had to talk about
I have
Gustav.
to find it for you first.
There it is. All right, got it.
Okay. All right, Elaine.
Thank you.
You're up. Let me spin the roulette wheel.
That's a heavy bird bath.
Hey, sound effects are over here.
Let me see what I got.
Pass on that one.
Let me see what I got here. Oh, yes. This is a great program, too. This is a Tchaikovsky and Shostakovich. This is a later part of the year in April. And we're going to welcome John Kimura Parker playing the Tchaikovsky's first piano concerto.
Oh, yeah.
Or as some people call it, Tchaikovsky's piano concerto. Because the other two are played often
They're
in
very
ballet.
good.
They're very good. Actually, they were part of his Seventh Symphony that he wasn't pleased with, and he, instead of tearing it out, he put it in different piano concertos. So when you hear "Son mi da da ya da dee da dee ba da dee dee da dee da da dee da da," that's the opening of the Seventh Symphony, which I used to have on an old Surasophone, 1-inch thick LP. Anyway, we're not talking about that today. So Tchaikovsky's first piano concerto. John Kimura Parker, of course, amazing musician. Very happy to have him. I've done this one with him before, and you're in for a treat. And there's this little chamber music in the second half that's called Dmitri Shostakovich Fifth Symphony. So this is
Some
actually
late programming there.
This is a symphony I had programmed in my first season. And as we all know, we program things, and sometimes I usually program like 5 extra concerts, and so we can choose what fits, what doesn't fit, what we can do in that season, not do. And that's been thrown pushed forward for the last 4 years. So I'm very happy. I mean, we've never done it together, and musicians have played it many times, me too, but never together. So
Wow.
this is a great. And it's one of those symphonies with a lot of undertext and secret messages in it. It's like saying I'm sorry to a dictator, but not saying I'm sorry at the same time. It's very interesting. I
Sorry,
hope
but
people
not
love it.
sorry. Yeah.
Have we heard your Shostakovich? I'm trying to remember. Oh, you did the piano concerto.
Oh yeah, piano concerto. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Lorenz sounded great on it. Yeah.
The
So,
first
very
piano
excited.
concerto, yeah.
That's right. That's right. Not the piano concerto.
Yeah,
No, no.
which has
Concerto for
a
piano and
trumpet part in
That's
it,
right.
Yes.
in addition to the piano.
Yeah,
So,
which Lauren Carpenter played super well.
yeah, we all
So-
love Shostakovich. So I'm going to let you go, Zach, and let me pull up your roulette wheel. Okay, your turn.
Now just
That's
pick one.
a short spin there.
Yeah.
Did your hand get stuck in there?
Well, I'm just
Is your
figuring,
hand-
we got to save on time.
Rosemary's actually on sale. So
No.
I have no idea what that means. Time. Now I get it. Okay. All right. Moving
So
on.
I picked a great performance here, October 21 at the Valentine, an all Mozart program. One of the things I'm really excited about next year is that we get to return not only to the Toledo Club for our chamber series, but to do a lot more with the Valentine. You remember right before the pandemic, we unveiled that gorgeous new shell. The acoustics were incredible. We were so excited to do more there. And then pandemic. So, we love working with the Valentine. I'm really excited. We're going to have some pretty legitimate residencies there. So October 21st is one of those, and this is overture to a little ditty he called The Marriage of Figaro. 2 symphonies, number 1 and number 25. 25 is one of my favorites.
Oh, you're doing the first symphony.
I have never played Mozart's First Symphony. I'm pretty excited.
Great.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. I love Mozart's First Symphony. He wrote it when he was 8 years old. His dad was sick. They were on tour in London, and he was laid over, and he decided to write symphonies. What I love about that symphony is it's like the perfect combination of Mozart. It has like the tongue-waggling nya, nya, nya at the beginning, and then it goes into this most beautiful music after that is just spiritual.
Which kind of feels unexpectedly mature.
Yeah,
right?
And it's the kind of music that, is part of his DNA for his entire life.
Yeah.
It's really wonderful. I'm so glad you guys are doing that.
It's Kerschel's 16.
Yeah. Well,
so I'm really excited. And I've always loved the 25th. Ever since I first heard it in Amadeus, it was featured on the Amadeus soundtrack. So very excited for that. And then Piano Concerto, one of the best. Number 17 is my favorite. Number 24 is my second favorite.
Yeah.
We're doing 24. And do you want to talk about the pianist?
Well, actually, yes, of course. Wonderful pianist, Elisabeth Pion. She's in the finals of the ONS competition, and she's been creating quite a sensation in England and also in the rest of Europe. So we're very happy to have her. It's part of this scouting early and getting the great talent that you don't maybe not be able to get in 3, 4, 5 years, like a la Blake Pouliot kind of thing. And but the thing about this program is that I wanted to have 3 periods of Mozart's life, so very young. And the middle of this creative period, and right at the end with the near the end with the 24th concerto. Yeah. So it's kind of you go through his life a little bit with a little intro, of course, with the Mariage of Figaro. Yeah. So that's it.
I'm very excited for that.
Yeah, wonderful. Okay, next victim. There you go. I'll give you a nice long spin.
You really should have taken the water out of the bird bath.
Taking the water out of what?
You should have taken the water out of the bird bath.
Yeah, these are getting a little.
So this is a program that's actually very near my birthday in February. So this actually also features a keyboard soloist. And her name is Mélisande McNabney. And we're really excited to, we very recently got as a gift from Craig Whitaker an amazing harpsichord. The best harpsichord that we've had in our years in Toledo. And so we're going to be featuring that instrument front and center with Poulenc's harpsichord concerto. And so it's really exciting because it's a piece that kind of takes the harpsichord's Baroque origins and really puts it squarely in the 20th century.
Yeah.
And then we're surrounding this with some other small little pieces, Bolero by Maurice Ravel.
I think I've heard of it.
Yeah. Daphnis and Chloe, also by Maurice
Heard
Ravel.
of that too, yeah.
So a beautiful pavane and a Paul Dukas fanfare from La Pairie. So I'm a little disappointed that I had to mangle all of the French when we have a great French speaker sitting next to me.
That's why Elaine is here. So
but I did my very best.
You did great.
It's a great French program. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, wonderful. Great job.
Fun fact about that program. We put the program together, and then our principal horn, Megan, she called me and she said, "Hey, do you think we could put Pavane on it?" Usually horn players are going, don't play Pavane. And she's like, "Hey, can we do Pavane?" I'm like, "Whoa, okay, that's great."
Yeah. All right. Fearless.
I remember
absolutely.
when you did a almost all French show in your first full season.
À la mer.
You did La Mer, and it was the Hadley, I think, was on there. That was the American. What was the other piece of that?
Le Poème de l'amour et de la mer.
Yes.
Yeah.
How could I forget? Chanson. One of my favorites.
Sorry, I had to spin the wheel for Elaine, who's going through lots of different concerts there until he finds the one that he wants.
I'm
So
totally
much
not
for my
following the
rules.
I'm sorry. It's like the third
right.
one I picked.
You thought I wasn't looking. That's okay.
Oh, no, I'm
I see
shameless.
everything.
Aha! Our Jim Pratt. coming to play with us. Oh yeah, big deal. That's great. He's coming to play a concerto that's just been premiered or is being premiered right now. Rounds by Jesse Montgomery. So fantastic composer, fantastic music, amazing pianist. I'm happy we could get him. And this is actually a concert at the beginning of November. And this is next year is my 5th season with the orchestra.
Yeah.
And some of the publicity, 5 years with
that's
LA
also in the group of concerts.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Oh, cool. Well, this concert is kind of the concert that under, how do you say, underscores those 5 years, because we play Beethoven's 5th Symphony. So Beethoven's 5th year. And also it's the first piece I conducted as music director. I've conducted things before that.
Seems like it doesn't seem that long ago, actually. 5 years. Wow.
Yeah. Well, when you have a COVID in the middle,
exactly.
I would take a different approach. Instead of talking about COVID, I would say time flies when you're having fun.
Oh, yeah. Well, actually, yeah. And we're going to do also, now this is a really nice program. We do Beethoven's 5th Symphony, Jesse Montgomery's piano concerto, and Franz Schubert, the Unfinished Symphony number 8. Because it's been 5 years, but we still have unfinished business, as Tom Brady said. Okay.
Wow, very clever. Who came up with that program?
Don't know.
We just draw them out of a hat.
Hang on, Zach. Hang on. We've got to spin the wheel. Okay. What do you got?
It says 23 is this one here. Okay. Oh, yeah, this is a fun one. There's this little movie you might have heard of. It has, I think it was a promotional for shower curtains or something. It's called Psycho. And Alfred Hitchcock.
I don't think it sold many shower curtains. Actually, they needed new rings because the shower curtain just came off so easily.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Wait, but that's not all.
So if you've
They can't see you making the stabbing motion on the radio.
But I was going to make this point, so you just went there for me. Whenever somebody talks about Psycho, they do something. They make the hand motion for the stabbing scene. But what do they say? What sound do they make?
The Bernard Herrmann screech.
Exactly. Thank you for that. So you already know this score. It's all for string orchestra, which really surprised me. And we've done this type of thing before. We play the movie and then we create the soundtrack live. This will be right before Halloween on the 28th of October.
I got some music for your Halloween.
Oh,
Okay.
Another birthday song, huh?
That's a little freaky.
Yeah, this is a little...
yeah.
Okay.
Good morning.
Yeah.
And to all of you just joining us.
Welcome to your nightmare.
Yes.
So yeah, we're doing Psycho Film with Orchestra right before Halloween. I would say this is probably the Halloween concert for the parents. And then I think the next day we do the Halloween for the kids.
The Spooktacular. Which is a tradition.
Which we haven't done for a while. We haven't had the costume parade and all of that because of COVID. So we're excited to get back to that too.
Well, it's worth mentioning this is like a full-blown season. I mean, everything is planned and everything is going to be implemented like it was, in 2019 or before.
Yep.
So that's really a cause for celebration right there.
I think we should credit ourselves. We have been back for a while, and there's a lot of stuff that we have been doing. But I think you're right, Brad. This is the first season where it feels like all those pieces are back in place. The costume parade's going to happen. We have, back to the Toledo Club for the Chambers series. Just it feels good, and I'm really excited for that.
Let's go on with our next concert. Who's up now? Is it you, Merwin? Yeah. Okay, let me give you a little. All right, there you go.
It's funny that you were just talking about 2019 because one of those concerts that happened kind of in that year that, felt really exciting was when Michael Kavanagh came to the Peristyle, and he's a rock pianist and vocalist. He did a great show, The Music of Billy Joel, and he's going to be returning to the Peristyle. We were actually going to be bringing him earlier, but then, the pandemic interfered. Right. And he's coming back with the music of Elton John. And so that should be a really, really exciting program. It's kind of nice to bring an old Ohio boy back into the Peristyle. And Alain will be conducting that. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, we had him on Symphony Lab, if you remember, Michael Kavanagh. Maybe we'll get him back this time around to talk about Elton John. That'd be fun.
Absolutely.
Yeah, great.
We can try to describe glasses over the air. It's like these funny Elton John glasses. How to try to describe them.
Exactly. Okay, what do you got there, Elaine?
Okay.
You have to wait.
Now
for
you
his
have to
cue.
wait for the whole thing.
Oh, yeah. Well, usually it's because I go through all of them, right? No, I really picked only one this time, and it's funny because it's the recital I'm going to do.
Oh,
So,
wow.
which is a good thing because I'm the only one
Tell
who
us
knows what's
about
on that program. So, yeah, this being my fifth season, I wanted to do something, and one of the things I wanted to do is one of the things I wanted to do is to participate in all the series, which I do, but I haven't participated in the chamber music series. Well, until this year, we just did the Soldier's Tale not so long ago, but I was conducting, so I mean, as a player, like to play in that series. So what I'm going to do is I'm inviting a few friends, colleagues from the orchestra, and we're going to play a concert where we're going to have all kinds of music, and notably one of my pieces on the program. So
Nice.
which is called Visions, and it's for trumpet, trombone, percussion, and piano. And,
Is that a recent piece, or
no,
when did
no.
you write it?
I wrote it in the 90s at some point, but it's I took a break. It's like I took a break. First time I did a Mahler symphony, and first time I did the Beethoven cycle. I took a break from writing because I went like, okay, this is what the composer is, and I was so intimidated. I stopped for 20 years.
Wow.
Why wrote
You
things?
and Brahms. That's amazing.
Well, you see, here you go again. I'm going to stop again writing for another 20. But
Please don't.
No.
But I was very intimidating. So I stopped. But that's one of the piece I did before stopping, and it's it's a good piece. It should be fun, and it's challenging for all the players. It's fun for the people to listen to. But there also gonna be some more romantic pieces with piano and a few things with strings on that program. So I'm really looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's great. And how nice that we had Elaine actually talk about that piece. All right, Zach, grab one for us. Okay. Let's hear what you got.
So I absolutely swear that I picked this. We end the season on the 2nd and 3rd of June 2023 with the longest symphony, Mahler's Third.
The Mahler Bell.
And
You were trying to avoid saying Mahler because you saw my finger
I know,
hovering
you were ready to go.
over the Mahler Bell.
So this is emotional. The first symphony by Mahler I ever heard was the third, and it was at the Toledo Symphony in the mid to late 90s. Andrew Massey was conducting, and I've never cried so hard at a concert, and that's the first notes of Mahler I ever heard. So this will be extremely special to bring back to light. And we'll have Susan Platz back, this wonderful Mahlerian soprano, mezzo-soprano that we've been working with. And it will be a magical way to end the season.
And be sure and tell Susan to bring some baked goods with her when she comes.
Mahlerwerfel.
Yes, Mahlerwerfel. That's right. I remember that when she was a guest on Toledo Symphony Lab. That symphony is just fantastic. Zach, it's funny because that was the first performance I ever heard of Mahler as well. Symphony number 3. And I was at Tanglewood, I think, and they did it. I want to say Michael Tilson Thomas was conducting. Not quite sure, but I do remember that from many, many years ago and thinking this is like an opera, basically. It's beautiful, beautiful music. And
it goes from what rocks tell me, and it becomes more animated, and by the end, the final movement is what love tells me. Yeah. And I don't know that there's anything more radiant. Yeah, wonderful. Well, we look forward to that. And as you say, it's a season closer, right? Nobody's chosen the season opener so far. It's still in there. It's a good one. Maybe Merwin's going to pick that next. Well, I am not. What do you got, Merwin? Gotta wait. So, okay. From what I understand, all Pops concerts are supposed to be like your children. You're not supposed to have a favorite, but this is totally my favorite Pops concert. I'm really, really excited. We're next going to ask you which of your children is your favorite. Brad just nixed that. Sorry. But Lettucey is performing a tribute to Nina Simone, and Lettucey just won
the Grammy for Best R&B Performance, and she's just a sensational singer. She's got great R&B chops, great jazz chops, and she was chosen to be the voice of Mahalia Jackson in a recent movie, and then to pay tribute to Nina Simone, somebody who she actually credits with literally saving her life, that music. So this is going to be something that's incredibly emotional, incredibly powerful, and to be able to have Ledisi interact with Alain and the Toledo Symphony, that's just something. I mean, I'm excited for all of the concerts in the pop series, but I did a little dance in my chair when we were at the book this one.
Well, again, that's an example of TSO getting somebody who's really, hot right now, and somebody who's really garnering a lot of attention. And they're coming to Toledo. They're going to perform for your audience. I think that's wonderful. All right, who's up? Alain. You got one already.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
And I this time, the last 2 turns, I didn't cheat. So that's good.
Very good.
By the way, what Merwin just talked about, it's funny because when we did the launch for some of our patrons, it was a magical moment because you just had to sign the contract within the hour.
Yeah.
It's like, amazing. Okay, I got the season opener.
Excellent.
So you got the last one, I got the first one.
All right, so what's opening the season?
Romeo and Juliet. Yes.
Never heard of it.
Some of it romantic, some of it not so romantic. So we have
Another stabbing scene.
Right. There seems to be a theme running through here.
2 stabbing scenes.
That's right. Well,
Stabbing the sequel. Ouch. Okay, so we have, of course, Prokofiev, excerpts from Romeo and Juliet by Prokofiev, because that's one of the most well-known and most beautiful one. And it's kind of well, for reasons that are quite obvious when we play it, but for the musicians, it's one of our favorite pieces to play. I mean, whenever, we poll our musician, would say like, what would you like to play? It always comes back. It's one of the greatest pieces. And of course, when people listen to it, when they hear a bum, ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum,
a lot of great trombone parts in there.
It's just such a good piece. I mean, it's really nice. Then I've incorporated some things that are really well known and a little less known, but really beautiful. I put some Berlioz in it. There's Berlioz wrote Romeo and Juliet, but that's like a very, very long, it's kind of oratorio kind of thing. Well, it is, but it's not kind of thing. But there's a one part that's about 17 minutes long. It's one movement. It's called Love Scene. We're going to play the love scenes from Romeo and Juliet. Some beautiful, exquisite music in that. All of this program features the orchestra. There's no soloists. It's all orchestra features soloists from inside the orchestra and all that. I put also Leonard Bernstein. Symphonic dances from West Side Story, which is now it's popular again. Well, it was never not popular, but a new movie that came out on Disney. So that's that. But for us, it's also one of our favorites. It's some beautiful music in there.
Yeah, which is a great movie, by the way. I mean, it's just fantastic treatment of the score.
And this is also kind of a celebration of your 5th anniversary because your first Pops concert that you conducted was
It's true, West Side Story with the movie. I didn't think of. Yeah, that's true.
Well, we won't tell anybody, I promise.
But guys, if you haven't noticed, we really do love you.
That's so sweet. But this is much easier than accompanying the movie because the movie is a challenge. And as a little appetizer at the beginning, I thought we'd put the love theme from Romeo and Juliet by Nino Rota.
Oh yeah,
because this is also something really beautiful, but it gets us in the mood a little bit.
That's Glenn Miller.
You know who was under consideration to play Juliet in that Zeffirelli film?
No.
Bernadette Peters was actually a finalist. Yeah, and I know
I'm not surprised.
I just remembered that now.
Wow.
Now that you say Nino Rota. So moving on, let's get our roulette wheel.
Here we go. So we go from one set of symphonic dances to another. Masterworks performance, January 14. We have pianist Stuart Goodyear coming back. He's been here several times. He's going to be performing his own concerto, which is called Callaloo. We were supposed to do this, I think, in late 2020. I can't remember, but another pandemic reschedule. We're really happy. We believe a lot in this piece, and we believe a lot in his music. So we're excited to have him back, and then to kind of anchor the other sides of or the bookend, the Callaloo, we have music of John Adams, which I'm very excited about. The Chairman Dances. Appropriate because we'll have a new board chair at that time. Yeah.
Is he going to dance?
We shall see. I'll just say yes.
Okay.
But we finish with Dances of Another Kind, the symphonic dances by Rachmaninoff.
Wow.
We can't seem to get a season without some Rachmaninoff. And this is a fine piece. In fact, I remember seeing the Toledo Symphony do this with Alan Gilbert many years ago when he was a up-and-coming conductor before he was the music director of the New York Philharmonic. And it's just so many colors. I'm very excited for this concert.
Yeah, wonderful. It's fabulous. We're not going to get through all of these, but I know you've got one there, Merwin. We'll keep going, and then we'll just go ahead and talk about our favorites for the season. What do you got, Merwin?
So it's
Hang on. Just making them wait.
Click.
Okay.
So it's funny that we're doing this as an early April episode, and I'm drawing the April Fool's concert for next year. And appropriately for an April Fool's concert, we decided to do away with the conductor entirely.
Elaine has nothing to say about that.
So this is one of the concerts that we're doing at the Valentine Theater in that gorgeous shell, and so I think it's going to be a really great acoustic to celebrate music of Mozart and Haydn. We are beginning with Haydn's First Symphony. We did Mozart's First Symphony kind of earlier in the year, and then we're going to be doing Haydn's First Symphony. Mozart's amazing Hofner Symphony, this glorious jewel of a piece, is just, so perfectly constructed, not a note out of place. And then we're going to be ending that concert with Haydn's Symphonia Concertante. Kirk Toth will be leading the entire program from his concertmaster's seat, and he will be joined by Martha Raiko on cello, Kim Locke on oboe, and Casey Cazell on bassoon. It's this amazing kind of tribute to the great soloists in our orchestra.
That's great. That's April Fool's Day?
So all of those pieces could be done on the program, or I could have just made all of that up.
Okay.
So you know where Elaine will be on that concert?
That's very funny.
You know where he'll be?
Yeah.
I like that.
Halfway through, he'll come out like sweeping the floor, and
No.
and just go across the stage.
He'll be Haydn.
Okay. I've used that rim shot like 4 times during this program. What do you got there, Elaine?
Well, it's very... Okay,
go
good.
ahead.
Very appropriate. Then actually, Merwin passed me this one. Sorry about the rules. Huh?
It's okay. We have new rules
That actually
now.
was part of the rules. I picked it and passed it to you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Oh.
Sorry you followed the rules.
You feel so disappointed, don't you?
No, it's all good. Well, this program is in May. And it celebrates something new at the Symphony, actually at TAPA. So at the Toledo Alliance for the Performing Arts, it's like an artistic hub, So we have a concert in May, we have a concert in March, we have a concert in December and November. And all of those concerts are with our new partner, the Toledo Jazz Orchestra.
Yeah.
So I know I'm very excited because as some of you know, I play the trombone, and I not only play the wah 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 on the show, I play tunes sometimes.
Wait, you don't only play the what? You mean this? Okay.
It's a great vibrato.
Yeah.
That's going to haunt you for the rest of your life.
It's all good. So for me, it's a great opportunity to make jazz, to play some jazz music during the season, but also for us to have a programming that goes together, like with the jazz orchestra, with the symphony. We complement each other. We have some programs. One is All on Ellington and is a tribute in March. I'll talk a little bit about that one. There's one that's a tribute to Art Tatum, long overdue, that we're going to do. do here. And one is actually my first one that's going to be with them in November. It's going to be our first installment of our Great American Songbook. So local singers, and then we have lots of guests during the year. So this is very exciting. It's like a season within a season, you know?
Yeah.
And this is a big part of who I am also. So I'm very happy to collaborate with them. And they're a great bunch. I mean, they're like great musicians.
Well, you're taking over as the artistic director or the conductor of the ensemble.
Exactly. Yeah. As my duty in general in Tapa. So very happy to do so. And I collaborate very well with Scott, who leads the group. He's amazing. So everything is just very exciting about doing some more jazz in this season.
Yeah,
you
that's
performed
great.
with them right before the pandemic, yeah?
I did actually. I was a guest soloist with them, and again, I mean, you know what? If that day hadn't happened, that concert hadn't happened, it would have been, I couldn't have said yes, you know, it would have been like, well, let's do one and see how it goes. And if we have some, things in common, if we like the same style. But since we already played together, it was easy to continue after that.
Yeah, that's great. Okay.
This is a big one. So in December 10 and 11, we will be performing the 82nd annual Toledo Ballet Nutcracker, the longest running tradition in the country. And you will be in the pit, yes?
Oh, yes. I've been, we'll be in the pit. I've been missing it because of COVID. Now, all the musicians and I mean, we need some Nutcracker now. we've been missing playing with our colleagues from the ballet also. I mean, it's part of the many projects we have with the ballet for next year. And it's always a nice collaboration to mix the different form of arts, the music, the dance together. Now we'll have jazz also. We'll talk about that. But this is a real celebration to be back together doing this wonderful art form together live.
Who's up next? I should have given you the longer one. Okay.
All right. I got another movie. It's our other movie.
Pick a couple there you can talk about them both.
This is Mary Poppins, a great musical and fun movie from many years ago. This is the original one, not the sequel. So we get Dick Van Dyke. Well, I guess he was in both. Julie Andrews, Spoonful of Sugar, and Supercalifragilistic. So as a dad of young kids, I end up watching this one a lot, and it's probably my favorite one. So very excited to see that one come out. That'll be January 21.
Elaine, you were talking about how difficult it was to do all the cues in West Side Story. You think it's going to be easier with the Sherman Brothers score?
Well, I've done a few in the last few years, and I think West Side Story was by far the most difficult I've done. No, I think this one is okay. Fantasia is not easy either. Yeah. But this one should go well. I mean, we should be pretty relaxed, and the audience should feel pretty relaxed too.
Excellent. Well, I'm sure we'll talk more about that when the time approaches. What do you got?
You asked me to pick two, so here's my second one. This is in September. This is our first performance at the Valentine, September 23, 24. Alain will lead a great performance of Bach, Strauss, and Schumann. The Strauss is the horn concerto. We'll be seeing our wonderful principal horn, Megan Amos, leading that wonderful concerto. But the Schumann is the Symphony No. 4. And I think when we first heard that shell, Alain and I had a conversation, and we both felt like this is where we do the Schumann symphonies. I'm really excited to see that.
So you're going to do all the concerts at the Valentine will be with the new shell that you didn't get to use before.
Sounds really good.
Yeah, great.
Total game changer. Yeah.
All right, Merwin, you're up.
Sometimes we found it fun to kind of do pairings across a season, and I think we are doing that here with a chamber series concert with our season opening concert. So we're actually I'm just about to herald the month of February 2023. This is a concert January 29th with a chamber series concert that harkens back to that Romeo and Juliet theme. The concert's entitled Juliet Letters, and it takes its title from this amazing song cycle by Elvis Costello. For himself and string quartet, we are not bringing Elvis Costello in unless I'm going to be
You could
surprised.
bring in Michael Cavanaugh, and he could do it.
If he calls.
If he calls, we would be more than
If
happy
he's
to do
listening to this podcast, hey Elvis, give us a call.
But I mean, it's such a fun set to work on and such a great collaborative composition. We'll be pairing that actually with Beethoven's First String Quartet, and the slow movement of that was inspired by the scene at Juliet's tomb. And we're opening that concert with this great little brass piece by Elizabeth Rahm, and appropriately entitled Relationships.
Yeah, Elizabeth Rahm, a great composer, by the way, who is, I think, underserved as far as composers go. So such an interesting program. I mean, and indicative as well of the kind of programs that you all put together. They're so interesting and
That's
so
a good one. I like that one.
Yeah, so inventive. Kudos to those of you who are making all that stuff happen. What do you got there, Elaine?
Well, I
Got to wait for the roulette wheel.
I'm waiting. Trying to follow the rules.
Yes, follow the rules.
I picked a few.
Okay.
Actually emptied the box and I distributed whatever was left.
Okay.
So I don't
Those
know what
are-
it is. I just opened them. So
Trudell rules.
sorry
Right.
about that. I know I got some really good. Well, got some really good ones. They're all
Okay.
really good. I got Midori. Midori is coming to visit us.
Right,
Yeah.
the great violinist
Yeah.
Midori, who
Celebrating-
was like a prodigy. She's
Absolutely.
been around for some time, yeah.
Yeah.
That's great.
Celebrating a 40th year of performances. And
Yeah.
Wow.
probably heard her the first time she was like 8 years old or something like that.
Yeah.
It was amazing. She's going to play the Mendelssohn Violin Concerto with us, which is, of course, one of everybody's one of favorite violin concertos, but also one of the ones that she plays the best of everybody. So this is a real treat for us. And we're going to open the concert of Dvorak's Seventh Symphony, one of our favorites and something I programmed on my first season as well. And that went away.
So this is another celebration of your 5 years.
Oh, and I feel really blessed because it's also something the orchestra really likes. You know, Dvorak's Seventh Symphony is also called Brahms' Fifth Symphony because it's an exact continuity of the spirit, of the romantic spirit of Brahms in this.
Well, Dvorak was, to Brahms is to Schumann. I mean, they were
Yeah,
were mentor and mentee.
You know what Brahms said of Dvorak? He said that major composers would get their principal themes from their works from Dvorak's garbage can, because the guy has so many good ideas that whatever he doesn't use is still primary music for other composers.
We have to do a special on that, or maybe you could program a concert around like composers' garbage cans or something like that.
I'm sure it'd be
Right?
really popular.
from the trash. Composers from the trash. Right?
Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Well, we'll work on that. We'll
Okay.
get.
Yeah, we have to work on the marketing on that one. Get the branding right.
We'll get marketing to give you a call on this.
Composers' trash cans might not be.
Somehow I have the feeling I'm going to be sitting by the phone for a while.
Oscar the Grouch could MC.
Yeah.
Should I go with the two that I have left?
Go
So
ahead.
we'll move along.
Go ahead.
We have one Puccini, Missa di Gloria. So we're doing this great collaboration with the BGSU singers and with our wonderful Giordano Bellincampi, who was with us this year doing Tchaikovsky's Fifth Symphony. And this is going to be in the beautiful Rosary Cathedral, and it's in March 26th. So one night only, don't miss it.
That'll be a wonderful concert. I have to say that I'm so glad that you have brought a lot of singing and a lot of the human voice to these programs. You can really tell that you have an enthusiasm for that. And
I do actually, yes.
Yeah.
And the voices tell stories. I mean, instruments also, of course, but sometimes we stay away from human voice, saying, "Oh, we'll just do it in the opera." Or whatever. But there's great stories to be told in the pieces that we play, in the symphonic works and the lead with orchestra and song and all. I mean, it's important not to forget those.
I hear Puccini was pretty good with a voice.
Yes.
Well, actually, you know what's interesting? The first half of that program is going to be arias, so people will probably have to, get to relish a little bit in some of their favorite areas, and then we're going to Puccini's Mass after that. Now, the last one I have here is the continuity of my 5th year, but also the continuity of celebrating the horn and celebrating our principal horn, Megan, because this is a chamber music program that's called Summer Music, which will feature the wonderful Mozart Horn Quintet. So after the horn concerto at the beginning of the season, and now we have this and all those wonderful programs with horn features. So we have a program here. Well, Megan will be featured, of course, in the Mozart Horn Quintet, but we also have, summer music. It's at the end of May, 21st of May at the club, of course, the Lido Club. We have Samuel Barber's Summer Music for Woodwind Quintet. That's actually a great piece, actually.
Yeah.
Fantastic piece. Paired with Samuel Barber's String Quartet. And then from the string quartet, we continue in the quartet plus the horn in the quintet. And then we have a wonderful world premiere on that program. But Navdeep Singh Galen, and it's called we don't know what it's called because it's not written yet.
It's
really
actually really
title.
exciting because he's conceptualizing it about the number 7, and he was going to do it for brass quintet and drum set, but he's like, it seems really weird to just have 6 players, so we're adding another percussionist. But so the piece is very much in gestation. We're excited.
Yeah, the extra percussionist should just play one note on the triangle, right, halfway through.
Are you angling for a spot on the Chamber Series?
He's triangling for a spot.
Yes,
featuring featuring John Cage on Triangle.
It's only 4 minutes and 33 seconds long.
There you go.
Well, we're running out of time, so Zach, I'm going to give the floor to you and let you finish up with the last couple of concerts that you have there.
Sure. So, one is...
hang on. My last chance to get that roulette wheel in. You know that.
Music of John Williams, our Pops opener. So John Williams had a milestone birthday, 90 years young, performed with the Berlin Philharmonic. He's just been having a great 90th birthday, so we thought we'd add to it. So we'll be doing a tribute to the music of John Williams, given all of his love of brass. I'm sure that Megan will also be playing a lot in that.
Yeah.
So that'll be the 17th of September.
That? Okay.
Yeah, that's our
That's
Pops
early
one.
in the season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then roulette wheel, it's the last one in here. So.
Okay, my last chance. I'll choose the long one. You want me to play it twice? Elaine is over there with his hand on his head.
That's 30 seconds of my life I'll never get back. That's great. This one is very special. We've tried to do Petrushka, I think, every year for the last 4 years. So we in May of 2023, we will be doing Petrushka. We'll be pairing that with Bela Bartok and Franz Liszt. I told you very little Liszt in the season. So we have the second violin concerto with Kirsten Leon, who is... I think he was scheduled a couple years ago, right? So, we're very excited to get him here. Definitely somebody that I'm sure we'll be hearing more of. And then we finish it with Little Liszt, the Hungarian Rhapsody number 2.
We all know and love that piece.
Well, you know why it's on, right? Because the Bartok is actually has a lot of Hungarian folk music in it. So I thought, you finish with that, then you bring the list. It goes really well when we're listening to it. You never think, Bartok Liszt, but they go really well together with that concerto.
You can have a listening party.
Yeah.
Right?
Listening.
Yeah, something like that. Well, there are so many wonderful concerts happening next season. Now, if folks want to look at, this stuff again, is it going to be on the website? Can we find it there?
ToledoSymphony.com, ToledoJazz.org, ToledoBallet.com.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much for joining me for this little preview. I think there's some great stuff going on, and I look forward to our taking it on, concert by concert here on Toledo Symphony Lab. This program is a production of WGTE Public Media in collaboration with our sponsor, the Toledo Symphony, with generous support from the Rita Barber Kern Foundation. You can download episodes of this program as a podcast by going to our website at wgte.org/lab, or you can subscribe to us through your podcast app of choice including Apple, Google, and Spotify. Don't forget to check out all the upcoming events at the Symphony by visiting their website at ToledoSymphony.com and their various social media outlets on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. My thanks to Zach Vassar, Merwin Sue, and Elaine Trudell. I'm Brad Cresswell. This has been Toledo Symphony Lab from FM 91.